Hey guys, it's Angela. Trigger warning, I am going to be talking about antidepressants and weight loss. So if those are things you don't want to hear about, you can just go ahead and hop off now. But if you want to hear my story, and particularly I want to know if you can relate to my story. I'm going to talk about when I was on a medication and how that affected my health. After having my children, I had postpartum anxiety and depression. I went to counseling. I was not on medication or anything, but I was able to manage it through counseling and giving me, guidance in my life. And that worked great. But with my second child and the pandemic hitting, she was born at the end of 2018. And this was in 2020 when I was finally like, I need some extra help. I'm really going down a rabbit hole of anxiety and reliving a trauma. And I just really was like, I'm going to try medication. So I went through with that and I went and got put on Lexapro, which is an SSRI. And I'm sorry, it was Zoloft was the first one, Zoloft. And it seemed to be going okay. But then I felt like, I think I need to up it because I'm starting to feel how I did before. But what it did, it put a Band-Aid on my anxiety and just kind of mellowed me out more. I got put on the higher dose and it was working. But I had found that I was gaining weight. And now I don't like to talk about weight, but with this I am because it was affecting me in a different way. So then I said, can I try a different one? Maybe I'll try Lexapro. So I got off Zoloft and went on to Lexapro and was on the same dosage. And it seemed to be working mentally, but I continued to gain weight. And it's helping my mind, but it's not helping what's going on with my body. And so the doctor suggested, how about Wellbutrin? We'll add Wellbutrin in, and that's supposed to help with curving, with food, so we're not so snacky or whatever. And I think that's what some people do take for like when they stop smoking and things like that. Anyway, so I got on Wellbutrin. And so what was happening is I was binging a lot and I felt like I couldn't stop. While I was on the SSRI. So she put me on Wellbutrin. It was supposed to like help balance it, I guess. But a couple years later, I ended up gaining 30 pounds. I didn't feel like the medication was really helping me as much anymore. And I had put on so much weight and now my health was going down. Okay. And so the reason why I'm okay talking about weight right now is because it was affecting my numbers, my cholesterol, I was really tired all the time. I was eating whatever was in sight. I had no self-control. And I was wondering what is going on. I know it's the medication is how I felt. I know it's the medication that is affecting me in this way. So I had asked my doctor. She's like, no, I can't say it's the medication. And like people I talked to just seemed to say like, no, it's not the medication. But then I remember finding a video on YouTube of a woman who I think she may have been a doctor who suggested that there's all these scientific terms with what's going on with the brain. But basically, without being scientific in any way, when I would eat, it was like there was no boundary. It was like, no, keep eating. You're still hungry. You still feel that way. Keep going. And so I had felt like this for so long and I was just eating anything, my kids' food, whatever it was. And so finally I was like, you know what, after I think it was 2 or 3 years, I think it was 3 years of being on Lexapro and Wellbutrin, I decided it's time to get off. I really felt like this medication had messed with my health a lot. Although it helped my mind in some ways, it put that Band-Aid on the anxiety and really just helped kind of just give me a break from it. But it was messing with my body inside and my numbers and everything. So I got off of it. Oh, by the way, PS, when I was on the medication, it was really hard for me to work out. I just couldn't find that motivation. It was like worse, like things were just getting worse for me. And I want to say medications can help people and it's okay to be on medication, but my story, my experience was I needed to get off for myself. But I'm not against medications at all. So I got off and I knew that there was something going on with it. I knew that it was affecting me in a way, even though my doctor didn't agree. I got off, and probably a month after, which was the new year, I finally felt the motivation to work out. And I started minimally, 10 minutes. And then I got my blood work done, and my cholesterol was so bad and things were just not looking good. So then I started changing my eating. And I knew now that I have children, I can't just go do these like quick fixes. Not quick fixes, but I knew I wasn't going to do anything where I had to really limit foods or things I may have done when I was younger. I knew that I wanted to take this slow, that I would get burnt out if I tried too hard. So I took it really slow. I just did 10 minutes of, muscle training. And then a few months later, when I found out about my blood work, I was like, okay, I've got to change the way I eat. I can't eat all these kid foods that my kids are eating, pancakes or whatever. And so I started eating like salads with eggs and things like that. And I started seeing progress on my own, just changing, adding exercise, adding in good, healthy eating habits. And finally, after I got off this medication, I could exercise again, and I had self-control with the eating. And it wasn't perfect, like it was baby steps, and I allowed that for myself. But I'm now on year 2 of not being on medication, and yeah, there's anxiety, there's things like that, but I manage it in different ways, which is working out for me. When I eat really clean and healthy, and I exercise, and I take care of myself, I feel better. But back before, when I got on the medication, I was not taking care of myself. I wasn't eating right. I wasn't working out consistently. I was a mom of 2, and it was really hard for me to get on track with my life. But can anyone relate to this story? Because I feel like the medication absolutely impacted my health in a negative way. Again, it did help me in some ways, but it also left this thing in my brain that did not allow me to stop binging, and it didn't allow me to start working out and stay consistent. It was so bizarre. I just didn't do well with the medication at that time. I did try a low dose. I did try a higher dose. It just didn't mix well with me. So my question to you guys is, if you can relate to this, please share, because I feel like more people need to know about these side effects. I do also feel after the medication, I did have a time where things got worse. I mean, there was some stuff that happened in my life too, where those were hard situations. But, and also I just want to add that medication can be very beneficial for people. So this is not like an anti-medication video at all. I just want to share my story, and I want to know if anybody else felt the same, maybe when they tried medication for anxiety or depression. But yeah, let me know, and I hope you guys enjoyed just hearing about my journey in just a short little window. Yeah, and I'll have more topics to talk about, to come, decluttering, cleaning, and all those things. Thanks, guys.